J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through. We here to break down Netflix new documentary that just dropped about Charlie Sheen. It's called AKA Charlie Sheen, and it was wild. I ain't gonna lie to you. It had a lot going on, and I thought I may have known a lot about Charlie Sheen before this documentary, but wow, I learned a lot more than I realized. It was a lot of stuff that Charlie Sheen had been through in his life, and one of the things I didn't realize about this one of the things I didn't realize about Charlie Sheen, because one of the movies, of course, that I remember him in is Ferris Bueller and Platoon. That's the biggest one for me, one of my favorites at least. But I didn't realize he was only, 20 years old in Platoon? And so it was a lot of youth and success and things that he had at an early age that, a lot of people have difficulties with dealing with in Hollywood. I'm trying to show this screen, and for whatever reason, it's not presenting it. It's saying that it is, but it's not. So you can't access, try different. Trying to do a couple things at once. But anyway, so we know he had the famous father, actor Martin Sheen. They don't really talk about his mom pretty much at all. They don't say her name or anything, but he had a Spanish mother. From what I put together, I kind of knew this already because I didn't know, though. So I didn't know his brother was Emilio Estevez. And their family name is, I think maybe Martin Sheen actually is Spanish or something, it's confusing, but they don't really clarify it in the documentary. But Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen was actually Carlos Estevez. They have another brother, the oldest brother, named Ramon Estevez, and then they had a sister as well. And so Emilio Estevez and Charlie and Martin Sheen, they don't appear in the documentary, and Ramon is in there a little bit. But so he didn't change his name into Charlie Sheen until he had got out of high school and decided that he was going to try to go into acting. And at that time, his brother already was in acting, which I didn't realize that Emilio Estevez was acting first. I thought Charlie Sheen was acting first, but now looking back on it after seeing the documentary, he had a bigger role. It took off. He jumped off the screen. He had Platoon and these things, Ferris Bueller, so it happened that way. But he did say that he got offered the role for Karate Kid and that he wanted to do the role, but he had already committed to this other role for a movie. And he was like, yeah, well, this is for Karate Kid. I could just tell these other guys, forget it. And his father was like, nah, you gave him your word. And he's like, your word will carry you a lot further in life and in this business than this little movie or whatever the case. And so he had regretted not doing Karate Kid, but that's how he was able to land Ferris Bueller. And even though it was a small part, it really took off and things. And but he said that he kind of may have dodged this little karate kick because even though that became big and everything, maybe Ralph Macchio's career didn't go where he probably would have liked it to go, because he kind of got stuck in the little judo suit or whatever. So, it was interesting. But he had said that one of the things he had realized is he was late to go to the Ferris Bueller shoot, and And Jennifer Grey, the woman that was in the movie with him, was upset. But when he saw the producer, he thought he'd be upset. He was like, "Oh, great, you're here. Let's go." And he was like, "Oh, okay. So it ain't really that big of a deal." He started getting a feeling of he can get away with stuff, or it ain't that big of a deal, or whatever the case. But you know, he lived a wild ride, and that was just slightly the beginning, because one of the things that was weird to him is that his father was in Apocalypse Now, and that was a realistic Vietnam movie, and they filmed it for 3 years, and him and his brothers and the family, they were there while he was filming and spent a lot of time with him. And they realized that it was a lot going on, and the picture, he was only like 10 years old or something like that. And then 10 years later, he's filming his own Vietnam movie that was very realistic and had a lot going on and things. So I know that was a very, surreal. And he even kind of say that, and then it blows up and things. And he admit that they, was smoking weed and drinking and stuff at early age, and 10, 12 years old. But he talk about the wild ride and the drugs and everything is crazy. He said the first time he smoked crack, he was getting head. The girl was like, when you smoke this, let me try to make it a little more easier for you. And he was like, it ain't never been top since. Me, myself, I always been scared of doing these things. I guess I had never had that type of adventurous spirit, because, the amount of crack and things he was doing. Like in one of his interviews, he was like, I was banging 7-gram rocks. I was smoking 7-gram rocks. Like, go. Like 7-gram rocks? You was smoking a 7-gram rock? Dude, he was smoking like boulders. Dude, the amount of stuff he did, crack. This one dude, this big Mexican dude, was basically Charlie's friend, but he was really his dealer. He said Charlie be calling him up, getting 15,000, 10,000 worth. They'd be up partying, doing whatever for days and days. He'd be like, it'd be to a point where his body couldn't take no more after a few months of hanging with Charlie, and he'd go and like recuperate for a couple weeks, and he'd come and get a call from Charlie, go see him, and he like, dude never stopped. He never never took a break. Like he was still partying nonstop. He like, dude, how's this dude still alive, bro? How's this dude still alive, bro? He didn't stop the party, bro. Man, dude's crazy, man. Another thing, man, with this wild, wild ride Charlie was on, it's called AKA Charlie Sheen, man. Wow. I will say, man, dude, I don't know, man, but he was in good shape in his 40s, physically as far as muscles, but he was taking testosterone. He said he had like a 4,000 level of testosterone, when at the time a normal person should have been like 700 or something. And then with the crack and the drugs and everything, I mean, dude was like on a whole nother level. He used to party with Nicolas Cage when they were in their 20s, and the things that they did and the parties in Vegas, and he going to rehab, escape rehab, come back. He made a deal with one of the nurses at rehab that if you let me out, I'll be back before 8 a.m. If I'm not, I'll give you $1 million. He was like, boy, she was looking at that clock like, okay, we'll see. But he did walk back in on time. He was like, she was glad he was back, but mad that he ain't paying up that million. You know, it was crazy though, because before he went to rehab, his family had like an intervention and stuff. And he was like kind of surprised that they had the intervention. He didn't really know what it was and this and that. And they kind of put him in there, but he knew he couldn't be forced to stay and things like that. You know, him and his dad, they had a whole bunch of things and different things they had to go through. He said one of the things they had went through before he had, right after he, either before he went to rehab, no, right after he got out of rehab, is they had a game. His father was lined up to go play a game at a school against Michael Jordan. So Martin Sheen, he had to be at least close to 50 at that point. And Charlie Sheen against Michael Jordan. And this Mike, like in the 80s, Mike, prime Mike. It couldn't have been if it was the 90s, very early, 90, 91, something like that. I can't remember. But it was Martin Sheen and Charlie Sheen against Michael Jordan. They both tag. It was like in like 3 rounds. So they had like a game of horse, free throws, and then they had like a game to 10 going by ones. And Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen ended up winning, beating Mike in the competition. They didn't beat him in horse, but they were hitting like half court shots, hitting the free. They beat him in free throws, and they ended up winning, hitting threes or whatever against Mike. Of course, he can't stick 2 people, and it wasn't that easy for them to win. But he kind of, that was like one of the biggest moments of his life in a way, and he kind of look at that as sadly a way for him to kind of remember his rehabs or something, because another time he was about to go to rehab or something. It was the Bulls finals game against the Jazz, and he was like, yeah, I remember, I said, look, if I could just watch this game, I'll go to rehab. It's something like that. Or he said, I want to watch the game or something like that. So anyway, get a couple of y'all comments right quick. Big Bird, what up? What up, man? How you feeling? What's good with you? Placed event. What you think about 50 doing paid in full? Hope it don't come off like a Power spinoff. Well, I think it probably will look like a Power spinoff. And I mean, everything they kind of put together looks like that, like Power. And I think he's going to do a good job as far as if you like the way the Power universe looks and comes out. I think it'll look similar to that. And it'll be a good story to kind of introduce to maybe some younger audiences that didn't see the movie. And maybe for everybody else, a way to kind of explain the story of those guys um, beyond what the movie could, because the movie only had but a short amount of time and couldn't get into more detail. Whereas with the show, they got at least 10 episodes to explain stuff. So 10 hours to explain it, draw it out some, whether that's good or bad. Some people just like it straight to the point, but I think it could be good, especially since AZ is still alive. I think AZ Faison is still alive, so he could still put in some info on the story and whatever. And I mean, hell, they could even make that story kind of long if they want to bring it out to seeing Alpo and them in the current day and what happened with them. It could end up going a few seasons, 5, 6 seasons. Man, I'm spitting over here. I'm getting old, man. Tomorrow my birthday, y'all. I'm getting up there, man. So yes, sir. Big Bird, you say, what about Jamie Foxx playing Mike Tyson? That I'm not so sure about. That was in the works for so long. And now that Jamie Foxx is getting older and things, it's gonna be harder to play a young Mike Tyson when he was younger, unless he gonna play Mike Tyson the retirement years. And give some other people a chance in these movies as well. It's a lot of the same old actors doing the same parts over and over again. De Niro. They could have they what did a age regression for him in the last movie. Just get new people. Just get new people. They can't need money. He still need money. I don't know. Place the vent. Ears the Christ could help with the DC part. Ears the Christ could help with the DC part. I ain't too familiar with that. Donald Welliver, what's good, man? You say hope all is well. Yeah, same to you. Hanging in there. What's good? Yeah, man, with the 50 Cent and Paid in Full, as far as 50 Cent goes, I think that was a good move because he's pretty much established himself as the gangster genre uh, TV show man right now. Just like some people may be the horror Eli Roth in horror or Stephen King or whatever. He didn't got, or what, J.J. Abrams for sci-fi. 50 Cent is the gangster TV show guy. So basically, he got that genre sold up. He should get more of those stories and produce them. Whether it's what's old boy from DC, Rayful Edmond, he should get all of those guys' stories from the drug 90s and 80s era and produce all these movies and shows. But at the same time, maybe not. Maybe not. Because it is a such thing as oversaturation. I mean, at some point, it's the same story. Poor dude trying to make money selling drugs, go through a bunch of drama, shootings, killings, go to jail. I mean, it's the same thing. So, yeah. Charlie Sheen, man. Hashtag winning. When Charlie Sheen, I forgot all about that. But if his podcasts were popular and making big money when he was going through that, oh my goodness, Joe Rogan wouldn't have had a chance. Wouldn't have had a chance because his popularity, by looking at this documentary, it looks to me a lot of that was because at one point he started doing a tour and live shows. Now he didn't know what to say or do, and he was a train wreck, but it looked like a lot of people was showing up until they started getting the word out that it was trash. But a lot of that fan base looked like Roganites of today, or at least at one point. And Charlie Sheen, man, it's something, man, that you can't admit about privilege. If you basically smoke crack and go to rehab over and over, you a crackhead. But if you Charlie Sheen, you deserve saving, and you're not a crackhead. You just off the rails a little bit. We need to get you back on track. And I'm not saying that's not true, but how many people in life didn't get that same benefit of the doubt? And like he said in the documentary, after every time he did some of these things, it would be like a benefit or something good immediately waiting after it. Whether he get out of rehab, it's a movie waiting, Wall Street or something, or a TV show, Spin City, or 2.5 Men. And then he's getting paid good. He was getting paid $2 million an episode for 2.5 Men. That's the record to this day for a TV show. $2 million an episode. Man, tomorrow my birthday, y'all. And one of the things, man, my damn teeth are bothering me. I gotta go to the dentist. I'm gonna have to get me some damn dental implants or something, man. I got a oh my goodness, my wisdom tooth. Just drinking room temperature water if it hit the damn tooth. I'm like, ooh, ew. Anyway, Donald Welliver, you say what? Made me smile seeing your guy make the call when you was you been rewatching Force. That's what's up. Yeah, man, y'all can rewatch that so I can hopefully get some get called back. Place to vent. I saw in the replay a Snow Bunny wanted to top you off, fam. Ah! Hey, too bad it was miles and miles away, right? They never around when you need one, right? Ah! Where's one for your birthday when you need one, right? Hey, I wasn't expecting to see that placed event. Say try to top me. Donald Welliver, you say Sheen has a podcast. No, he doesn't, but he was on Joe Rogan podcast, which I did watch. And oh my goodness, Joe Rogan keeps going to the same talking points. It's like a countdown. When is he going to talk about COVID? When is he going to get into politics? Like, damn, dude. Will you let this man talk? He got way more interesting stuff to talk about than what you keep bringing on these same damn talking points. What's up, Rashonda? How you doing, sis? Dame Dash. Hey. Donald, you say Rojas still kicking like Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam. Placed event. You just saw it yesterday. Oh, that's what's up. I'm glad it's still alive, making its rounds out there on the net. that was one of the highlights. Donald Welliver, his jet ski runs on Tiger Blood. Yeah, man. So Charlie Sheen did admit, or rather, I say reveal what he was talking about when he was saying winning in Tiger Blood. So he said he was kind of manic, tweaked out, drugged out, whatever. And he got a call from, I forget the name, but he was a baseball player, friend of his. And he said, hey, man, me and people, they always getting on us. We ain't built like other people, man. We got tiger blood in us, man. And don't worry about it. We always winning, man. You're gonna be okay, man. You always winning. And you got that tiger blood. And so then he said, boy, did that pep talk really go deep and penetrate. He said he went into that interview and it just all spilled out that he had tiger blood and he always winning, which he was always winning, getting that money and things. But here's the thing, he made a great point about something I didn't think about, but he said everybody teaches you that if you at first you don't succeed, try again. If you got knocked off the horse, get back on it. All of these things. But he was like, what do they say if at first you do succeed? Then what? And he was like, yeah, that's a good point. Which, like, if you just 18 or 20 and your first two movies were big hits and you're a star now, and your family, you've been used to this kind of, but they didn't grow up rich, super rich lifestyle like a movie star would today. They grew up like regular people. The neighborhood wasn't full of rich homes and things like it is now. But that is a good point, though. Some people don't know how to handle success. A lot of people got things to say to handle failure because I guess more people have handled failure than maybe handled extreme success. But yeah, he had a good point with that. So, and then also he was living such a lifestyle that he explained how he ended up with the ladies of the night for algorithm purposes. Heidi Fleiss and those ladies, um, the madams and things, and he was like at a bar and he saw this group of nice looking women and things congregating with a one that was looked like she was a little older than them, and he like, oh, she was like telling him what to do, and he trying to talk to him, and they like, well, we don't know what we getting into tonight, we gonna see later, check with her. And so he like, oh, okay. And so then he said his name, introduced, and next thing you know, he paying $1,500 an hour in the 90s for these girls. And the reason he got caught is because he wrote an American Express traveler's check. And they said to him, because they even interviewed her in the doc, and she didn't have nothing good to say with him. She called him a puss, a liar. But she said that he rolled over on her. She was only 27. I thought she was so much older than that at the time. But he ended up, he said the police told him that it's a misdemeanor for, getting the women, but you were basically pandering because we have evidence that you paid for your friends to have some. Which he like, what? And they're like, that's a felony, and we're gonna put you in jail unless you roll over on her. And he say that's why he rolled over on her. She thinks they wouldn't have did anything to him. He was high profile, and none of the Johns, nobody else got in trouble. She didn't tell on anybody, but that's what happened. And so, yeah, Charlie ain't want to go to jail. He was like, dude, I thought I was being like a hero for the guys. Hey, guys, hey, party favors on me. So, hey, man, if you all are ever in the situation where you may think you doing a good job paying for your boys, they got to pay their way. Otherwise, you could be charged with pimping, 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 pimping. Anyway, that was wild. And he ended up turning on Heidi Fleiss, which is why she ended up going to jail. And Charlie, of course, got away with it. So another way of him, in a way, not answering for what he's done. And then we see, as he got deep into the game. Now, who knows when? He didn't get specific, and he waited to the very end of the documentary, which is like 3-4 hours long, to tell the part about when he got the hive mind. I'm talking about that HIV, that hive. He broke out in the hive. But he said that after being with so many women and doing so many things, he began, and he said crack inspired him to want to do this. He said he wasn't gay, but crack is, he said, a very sexual drug, which I have heard about crackheads. You forking like a crackhead, they like jackrabbits. So I have heard that it's a little different than coke. But crackheads, which he said when he was doing Money Talks with Chris Tucker, he had an 18-hour or 12-hour nosebleed because he had been doing coke so much, and it bled so much it even got on his shirt. He had to have them edit it out. Like, what? But yeah, he said that I don't forgot what I was saying, what he did. The dude that did so much. Oh, that after he did so much and the crack made him so sexually that he wanted to see what was on the other side of the menu. He said, well, if you think of, sexual activity is like a menu, I decided I wanted to see what's on the other side of the menu. Then they like the other side of the menu. He ain't get into was the menu, and they, even on Bill Maher, they asked, was he at top or bottom of the menu? He said it didn't get that far, but pretty much everything else. What? What is everything else? If you ain't getting it in you or putting it in them, what else is there? You licked on stuff? They licked on it? I don't know. I'm glad I'm naive and don't have a lot of that but information. But he thinks and believes that that's how he probably contracted the disease. And wow, what a wild life. And he was, the way he explained it, he like, well, that's cool. Based on the medicine and things of today, it's easily lived with, more easily to live with than diabetes, which that's kind of messed up if that is true, considering how long diabetes been around. And people can live with HIV now better than a person with diabetes. And that's also an amazing thing of science, considering when I was a kid in the 80s, if you had HIV or AIDS, it was pretty much a death sentence. And to think that Magic Johnson was the turning point of seeing people drop, because when Magic announced, everybody thought he was gone in a year or less. So for him to still be around and fatter than ever, he's a miracle of science as well. But yeah, man, they definitely, he definitely, rather I should say, had a lot going on. And smoking crack, I don't know, man. I never smoked crack. Full disclaimer. Never wanted to, never had the opportunity. I guess I could have had the opportunity. I grew up in Chicago. I knew people do sell things and whatever. But no, none of my friends used crack, smoked crack that I knew of, especially in my earlier years, in my 20s. After I don't even see how you can smoke crack. Well, I guess if you've been using cocaine for so long, what's crack is just a way to cook it up. But anyway, I didn't do coke either. But all of these things, you see the effects it has on people growing up in I won't say only in Chicago. I'll say growing up in a city or in the inner city, where at least you in the 80s and 90s, you could see the effects of these drugs. I think maybe by him being so far removed, rich, living this life, he probably never saw the effects of drug users. And if he did, he probably thought, well, they're this or that, and that'll never be me. But I think his stories are worse than probably any crackhead on the streets of 71st Street in Chicago. I doubt they was banging 7 gram rocks and doing all the stuff he was doing. He was married to his third wife, who was a recovering addict as well, and she fell off the wagon and was getting high in the bathroom, and he busted the door talking about, hey, if y'all gonna be doing it, you need to come out and let me show you how to do it right and let me cook it up. If you're gonna do it right. Let me cook it up. Let me Nino Brown it. And you know, maybe growing up and smoking weed or drinking alcohol to a point where your head is spinning and this and that. I never felt like I needed more. That's a lot. I felt like I was gonna die a few times doing drinking and smoking and stuff too much or too late. Of course, I realized I wasn't close to it, but those experiences didn't say, "Let me get something stronger. Let me do more." Now, if anything, I need to step back away from some of the stuff I have tried. That this stuff out here kill you. That thing will kill you. Why? So anyway, I don't know, man. the life of Charlie Sheen was wild. He had 3 marriages. Uh, he had a child. I never knew this, but his first child was when he was 18. Charlie Sheen had a child at 18. His oldest daughter is like 40. 40. Like, whoa. And Denise Richards was in there. And Denise Richards used to be a cutie. She had a unique look. Starship Troopers, she was a cutie. And Denise Richards today, she looked like she's been stressed. She's been through some hard, stressful times. And from what it say with Charlie and all the stuff and going through and woo-wee. Yeah, she definitely didn't have it. It's on her face for sure. I had some images to show, but for whatever reason, it's not allowing me to do it live. So I don't know. Overall, I'm gonna go ahead and give my Mosco for this, and then we can talk about a couple other things before we get up out of here. Now, wait a minute. There we go. Let's do the Mosco. All right, all right. The Mosco, as you know, is my rating system. Keep it real simple. 4 categories, 25 points each. Give you a score of 100. I love documentaries. This would be good to rate this one. Now, visual cinematography is a documentary, so I won't judge it as in like special effects. I'll say that they had good archive footage, historical footage, good clips, pictures, things like that, behind the scenes moments. So in that regards, I'll give it a 22 out of 25 as far as documentaries go and the footage and stuff that they show, because of course they're not a special effects movie. Next, we got a storyline plot, which this is storyline and plot of his life. So I mean, it's not like this is something that's created, but what I will say is they did cover a lot of the big topics that he went through that a lot of people would want to know about and familiar with. Although I think they didn't really do a good job of getting in depth. Like I say, you didn't know nothing about his mama. I don't even know if she's still alive. What's her name? Nothing. Maybe she wanted that out of privacy, respect. I mean, that's fine. Same with the daughter. Don't really know much other than that she existed. And I just think it didn't really get deep into him. And so I'm going to give it a 20 out of 25. Not that deep. And it could have probably been shortened to 45 minutes, considering they didn't really get to the big. Well, I don't know how big some of the stuff we don't know is, because we don't know. Special effect, makeup, costumes. Again, no special effect, makeup, or costumes. All I can say in this regards is I'll say maybe guest appearances. He had a few guests on there. Sean Penn came and talked to a few people. But overall, I'll give it a 20 for it wasn't much you could do, but they had good interviews from people. And last but not least, entertaining, fun factor. I did enjoy it. I am a sucker for a documentary. Hell, I can look at all kind of documentaries and probably enjoy it. Overall, I'm gonna give it uh, a 20. Maybe because I know so much about Charlie Sheen growing up during the 80s and 90s and seeing him on the screen and his father and his brother. And I like all of them as actors and things. I loved Young Guns, Emilio Estevez, and they were both in that. They were both in Men in Work. Overall, it come up to an 82. So an 8 out of 10, roughly, a B. Was good. It's entertaining. It's interesting, especially if you were Gen X or a millennial like me, you'll definitely enjoy a lot of the subject matter and things that they talking about. So they also did address a couple topics. I will admit, I'm actually surprised. One of the big things that they addressed is that it is a big allegation from Corey Haim, who was best friends with, no, from, and it's from Corey Haim, who told best friend Corey Feldman that allegedly on the set of Lucas, which Corey Haim was, I think, only like 12 or something. He played the little football star, and Charlie Sheen was in it. That Charlie Sheen took something from him, took some manhood from him against his will, of course. And Charlie Sheen addressed that and said that's false. He said he should have sued Corey Feldman for it, but he didn't. Kind of didn't want to bring more attention to whatever. But the sad thing is that Corey Haim is no longer with us, so we'll never know. We'll never know. It's really Charlie Sheen's word against a dead man's word. And we won't get to it, but he vehemently denied it in the doc. He didn't spend a lot of time talking about it, but he said it's not true, not even close to being true, and that he would never do something like that. And I mean, hey, all we can do is take them at their word, I guess. But if you did later want to see what's on the other side of the menu, who knows? Now, I don't want to say or implicate that he allegedly was menu flipping at an early age, but it ain't no telling what people could do and not do. And that's why I say the sad part is that Corey Haim is no longer with us. So we'll never know. We could just take Charlie Sheen at his word. That is what it is. So anyway, before I get up out of here, I do want to give a shout out to Robert Redford, actually. Rest in peace, Robert Redford, who just recently passed away. And it's pretty sad. But he lived a long, legendary life. And he's one of the last real movie stars. Back when being in movies was a really big deal. And people went to movie theaters all the time. And if you was a movie star, you was a real movie star. You was famous for real. And Robert Redford was a movie star and was famous. Women loved him. My mom, old self, she loved him. Them granny panties. Hopefully she ain't watching and heard that one. But you know, I really hate that this is not loading my stuff. Oh, brother. Well, it says Robert Redford dies at 89 years old, man. 89 years old. These things kind of scare me too, in a sense. Because, man, we're getting up there, y'all. He was just in Avengers Civil War not too long ago. But my mom, she, God bless her heart, is 88. And I be thinking, man, every day is a blessing, you know? You never know out here in these streets. So that go for us. Tomorrow is my birthday. I'm be 47, man. Thank you, DeMarcus Vaughn, for the super chat. I appreciate that, man. I ain't got to, I'm getting up there, man. I don't get too many gifts these days for a birthday. Thanks for spreading love. And, hey, be blessed to see another one, man. Last year I was in Texas at the Comedy Mothership. Tried to make it happen on Kill Tony. I wish I was able to make it happen because the exposure and things going on now, I could have took my comedy to a new level. But it is what it is. Who knows, man? Make a couple things happen with this app and things, and I may be able to have enough money to do something, man. Make my own Kill Tony. Call it Kill Mo. Mo Kills. What up, Jim Dog? Jimmy, my brother, what's good with you? DeMarcus Vaughn, you say what you got planned for your birthday, Jay? Nothing much, man. Like I say, last year, the first time actually, I did something for my birthday, and it was cool. I had to pay for everything, in the sense, as you get older, and nobody, really giving too many gifts like that. So I guess I could have did something for my birthday, but I don't want to pay it for a bunch of stuff. Like I put my car in the shop, and I don't really want to be spending a bunch of money that I don't really have to be doing some stuff right now. I ain't really. So, it is what it is. I'll probably be live tomorrow talking with y'all, man. Play some 2K. Who want to get balled in 2K? Marcus Vaughn, you say, I remember Robert Redford and Indecent Proposal. That's the original Indecent Proposal. Yeah, for real. Jimmy, thank you, brother. Happy birthday. I appreciate it, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Juan Marley, what's good, man? I ain't seen you in a minute. Hope all is well with you. DeMarcus Vaughn, have you seen the trailer for Force? No, I haven't seen the trailer yet. I ain't seen it yet. I'm glad that it's about to be coming back out, though, because it seemed like it's been a minute. It seemed like they'd be taking, shoot, 2 years between seasons. Taking 2-3 years to get a dang on show back on. So definitely hope it's about to come back out. Let's see. There's been a lot going on in the world and in the news. TikTok, they say they're going to sell TikTok to Oracle. Wow. And sell the TikTok to some other companies. So TikTok about to stay in the U.S., but about to be sold. And I think one of the things that probably will change with TikTok because it won't be as good, because the biggest thing with TikTok that makes TikTok so special is the algorithm. It's got the most addictive and captivating algorithm to make things go viral, to get to people what they want to see. They got the best algorithm, and they were eating everybody else up. Instagram, Facebook. It was TikTok was ticking, boy. And I think now they realize that they about to be sold, and for the most part, any company, especially big ones in China, can be taken over or co-opted by the government. So I doubt they allow TikTok to keep that algorithm when they sell it. They probably tone it down, take it out, do whatever, then sell it, and then have a shell of what it once was. I bet. That's my own opinion. But I doubt they sell that away. I'm glad you bring this up, DeMarcus Vaughn. This is my next review. I didn't finish watching it. I never watched season 1, so I'm behind. But I know my channel and my people watch Tyler Perry, Beauty in Black. And I should have been doing a review for that versus Charlie Sheen. But honestly, how many that's like 8 to 10 episodes. I probably need to watch the first season so I know what the second season. I don't have 10-20 hours available. I really need to get this app done so I can get some money and get back a little bit more of my free time and things. But as of now, I slept on the first season. Second season came out. I'm so far behind that no, I didn't. I'm trying to watch it so I can do a review, but I'm behind. I haven't had enough time, unfortunately. I did. I know this don't have anything to do with it, but I did see the Terrence Crawford Canelo fight. I told everybody Crawford was gonna win. I just hate that at this level of fighting, people don't get knocked out anymore. And prize fights, high level fights, they don't get knocked out anymore. I heard Mike Tyson and who? Floyd Mayweather gonna fight. I don't even want to watch that. I don't even want to support that. These are money grabs now. Tyson can't catch Mayweather. He won't be able to hit him. It's no point. He's gonna run. DeMarcus Vaughn, you say him with Marlon Wayans will drop on Friday. Okay. Netflix, they have been having a lot of content, which kinda is good but bad. I say that in the sense that if they become the streamer, the producer, the creator, the owner, everything, it's gonna make it real hard on people once they the only people able to pay for stuff to be made or content provider. I know it may not get that extreme, but even if it's only 3 studios that can produce stuff, that's not good. Anyway, you say it's 8 episodes and 2 seasons. Okay. And season 2. Okay. Season 1 was 16 episodes at 40 minutes each episode. Good grief. I think it's also 16 episodes in season 2. Netflix just breaking it down 8 at a time so they can, get that mother's milk about them subscriptions. Because otherwise, everybody will watch all 16 in a row, which is the whole model of Netflix, how they got the market share they got by putting everything out at once. And people didn't have to wait week after week or, you know, months to see continuation of stuff. Marcus Vaughn, you say boxing matches are rigged and about popularity nowadays, man. That's facts right there. Big time facts, man. And I would rather boxing be on Netflix actually than pay-per-view. Because we already got Netflix. We don't have to pay anything extra, and it ain't no more money grab. I think that might be the best thing for boxing is Netflix. They should have just went with ESPN if ESPN would have want to do it. But to be on Netflix is probably better because they get a bigger global audience. And if they continue to do fights, they could be the leader in boxing. They can bring the sport back. Because if we had one place to see boxing, like they should make Netflix sports. And so at the top of the menu, you could just click sports or click movies. And if you go to Netflix sports, then you can watch everything, boxing, whatever they got sports wise. And people would be able to follow. That's the problem with boxing is you don't get to know the fighters. So if you're not invested and don't know who the fighters are, chances are you don't care about the fights. I mean, that's just plain and simple. And the amount of people that I talk to in person, I ain't talked to that many. I say about 5 or 10. But anyway, for 5 to 10 people to not know who Terrence Crawford is, but then they didn't know who Canelo was. I say, that Canelo and Terrence Crawford fight, the fight. First I said the fight on Netflix. You gonna watch it? Nah, what fight? Canelo, Terrence Crawford. You know who Terrence Crawford is, right? Nah. Canelo, right? Nope. That's insane to me. I would think everybody would know who Canelo Alvarez is. He been the champ for 10 years, although he just lost. But wow. So that's just horrible for people to not know, like crazy. And then Netflix got WWE, which I think is, I don't really follow WWE anymore, but I think that it being on Netflix will take it to a new level in audience, because with it being trapped on TNT, they were losing, because how many people got cable and TNT these days? Or whatever it was on. TBS? Is TBS even still a thing? Anyway, you got to get out of the cable box these days if you want to survive. Pretty much every show that lives on cable, the clips or something breaks out, or they have a way for you to watch it on the app without having to get a cable subscription or something. Because if you have to have a cable subscription to see your show, you pretty much in trouble, So we gotta do that. C Sauce 22. I love Terrence Howard. Hey, look here, man. I love you too, man. All right, look here, man. That my cookie right there, man. I know you love me. Let me tell you something, okay? I made this dodecahedron over here, man. This right here about to change the world, man. Look, I'm going to tell you, we about to start peopling the planet, man. We going to have a new sun power in the new earth, man. Okay, man? I'm telling you, man, I'm about to build a new empire, man. We gonna have to ask all the scientists, man. Hey, look here, man. I'm gonna tell you something, okay? This is how the world works, man. All right? I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm gonna go ahead. I know you thought I was an actor, but I got 500 patents, patent pending, okay? 500 patents. If I didn't know what I was talking about, man, how I got all these patents, man. I didn't make nothing yet, man, but I got it patented, man. Okay, I got something working, man. I'm about to redo these things. I'm put these things together. They gonna link up together. They gonna change construction, man. They gonna be able to link it together and build it together and be like a drone and pull the pipes up and put it together. It'll be like Tetris, man. It'd be like Tetris, man. Terrence Howard is so damn funny. I had a dream, man. It was the flower of life, man. I say, what if I open up the flower? What if I open up the flower of life, man? I open up the flower of life, and then I say, oh yeah, this could be a machine. This could be a machine, man. I ain't know where it come from. It came down into my mind, man. I say, you know what? I gotta go get this patented, man. I'm gonna get this patented, man. I'm about to be the trillionaire. They gonna call me chameleon trillionaire, man. I'm about to do it all, man. I had to tell Joe Rogan, man. I had to get that idea out of there, man, before somebody try to make me disappear, man. You know, everybody come up with the new inventions. They always disappear, man. I had to put it out there in the public, because if anybody saw me no more, they say, what happened? And then it'd be a conspiracy theory, man. You say, yo, I'm dying. I was legit trying to troll when I heard the word dance, but hey, let me tell you something, man. 4 plus 2 equals 12, man. I know you wonder how you do that math, man. Well, I'm going to say, if you take the 4 plus the 2, that make 8. But did it really make 8, or did it make 12, man? Because if you already had the 4, how could 4 exist when it's 5 fingers, man? If you got the 5 fingers, how you only using 4, man? That's alien technology, man. I got it patented, man. I'm telling you, I had this dream, Rogan. I had the dream, Rogan. They want to come at me. How could you multiply times 0? How could 1 times 0 equal 0? You already had 1, man. And if you tried to give that 1 more than 1, that ain't gonna work, man. But people don't understand the math, man. They don't know multiplication is addition multiple times, man. I can go on and on to Terrence Howard. Rogan was like, whoa. That's what his favorite word. Whoa. I mean, it makes sense though. It's wild. Wild. I'm gonna have to have somebody on that's smarter than me. You're too smart. I don't know if you're right or not. Let's get Weinstein on. You know, he's a scientist. I don't know what he's ever done or created, but he's a legit scientist. Because his hair is all weird and all over the place. So he's legit. He got more scientists on his show. Ain't nobody ever heard of what the hell they did. Lex Friedman's supposed to be a scientist. What the hell? These dudes are fake. What did he wrote a paper about Tesla, and then they consider him what? Smart cyber driver. I don't know, man. This stuff is stupid, man. I do know. Good grief, my wisdom tooth hurt. 0 equals 1, man. That's how it works, man. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Did you know that? That was why that was the lyrics for the song. They were subliminally trying to give everybody the knowledge of the true math used to build the pyramids. You say that interview was insane, OG. Hey, I'm the second smartest, okay, man? I'm the second smartest. I ain't the first. I ain't the last. That's biblical, man. I had to drop it on you, man. I know not the first will be the last. That was actually telling us about the mathematics. The first shall be the last, meaning if you multiply the 1 times the 2, will end up being a 0. You know what I'm saying? Or you could do 1 plus 1 equal 3. Yeah, man, that's that cosmic math, because a man is 1 plus the 1 female, then they come together. Literally, that's where it say come together. Long division. He stuck his long in her division. And they produced a 3, which is the child. Boom. Mind blown, man. Mind blown, man. I'm gonna let that marinate. I'm gonna let that marinate on your brain right there. Tickle your fancy. You know what I'm saying, man? DeMarcus, you say who is more entertaining, Jocelyn Hernandez or Cardi B? I don't even know who Jocelyn Hernandez is. Who? I'm like Mike Jones. Who? Mike Young. Who? Mike Young. I don't know who that is. And Cardi B, let me tell y'all something, man. I love me some women. I think women beautiful. I love me some women, man. But women rappers are whack to me. I don't like women rappers, man. I just don't. And they talking about, oh, my coochie and my booty and my thing. You want to do it. You a scrub and you do it. Make it do. Shut up. I don't want your car. I don't want to live in your house. I'm not about to be trying to beg to lick your cootie cat. Is you crazy? For real. These bras is crazy, man. I don't like these female rap. Age of Aquarius and Cardi B been ran through like a train station. I wouldn't be sweating out, of course, if she was, being nice and wanted to, hey, be like a little snow bunny. But nah, man, all jokes aside, man, I ain't no way. What I look like? I'm about to be 47 years old, bouncing some. in it up, in it that, in it book, in it book, in it up. I don't even know the words she's saying. I know what it say. If I'm up, then I'm up, then I'm up, then I'm up. Glorilla, let me cook. I'm gonna be driving. Let me cook. Yeah, let me cook. Get them, Glow. That ain't gangster. That ain't gangster, fam. They can have bars. I'm not bumping them like that. I don't have anything against a verse or this or that, but going to bump their album and this, I don't relate to their music. I can't say I've listened to all of it, but all of this, what they WAP and all this stuff, what I'm be bumping? Yeah, they got that WAP. They got that WAP. Yeah, shoot, man, I wish I could get up in that, man. Let me meet Meg and Cardi. I'll be all up in that. Shoot, let me try. I do this and that to them, man. Shoot, let me. What? Come on, man. They not ugly women. I'm not gonna say that, but I wouldn't be no thirsting and ready to. I'm old, y'all. I'm starting to realize I'm getting old, man. I don't see. Not that I'm got money and things. I don't. I'm over here stressing on paying for my damn break job, so I ain't about to sit here in front. But I don't know, man. I never drove my girlfriend's cars or lived in their house or needed to eat up their food because I was hungry and things or do these things. Not that I had it all or had it all figured out, but I would get my own ride and stuff. What like you driving your car? Where you going? Where'd you go? Where my gas? You do? Why go through all that? I don't know. Maybe because growing up, I saw my mom and dad go through that and only having one family car, and she bought it, and he got asked to get the keys or do this or put together. I, I ugh. Anyway, sea sauce. You say, let's go. I'm 38. There you go, man. Hey, for real. You say ain't none of them topping Trina. Like the thing with Trina and Little Kim, I did like them, but they were different. They were new. It was novel. You know what I'm saying? But now you got how many? All of them: Cardi B, Sexy Red, Meg Thee Stallion. I don't even know the rest. They all whole rap. It's whole rap now. That's actually what it's termed. I didn't make this up. Whole rap is popular now. And you can go into, Age of Aquarius, this, that, whatever. But whole rap is whack to me. I actually don't like a lot of modern rap that don't have a point to it. Like I still like stories in my rap. I still like if you make your song talking about something, I want to hear to the end whatever that subject was. I don't want a verse about this, a verse about that, a verse, none of it go together. I just like the old way of songwriting. You start on the subject and you make a song about it till you done. It could be about missing the bus, like Crisscross. I missed the bus and I would never, 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 never do it again. They had a whole song about going to school, waking up, missing the bus. Was it whack? Of course. But it was a story. So nasty. Like, to be honest, man, I wouldn't want my daughters rapping these women's raps. I wouldn't. I wouldn't want my daughter to want to be Cardi B when she grow up. Some people be like, well, she got money, this and that. Money isn't everything. Money, you only need enough money to be comfortable. meaning your bills are paid, you can eat, and you can, buy a couple items. They say, now this has probably changed with inflation and everything, but roughly a couple $100,000 a year, if you don't decide that you got to spend it all up to that max, you could live and be happy. After that, give or take a certain amount more, it becomes more stressful. Anyway, I don't think money is the best way to judge success. And if a person's happy, it probably is better. And I don't think none of these women are too happy. They got failed relationships, different things going on. So I don't know. You say, bro, J. Cole all day. That's my favorite. J. Cole, if he would have came out in 96 or 98, could have been one of the greatest rappers of all time. Or he could have been like Common. But because of the era that J. Cole came out in, a lot of people don't even know who he is. And he is drowned out by all the non-substance rap. J. Cole he's one of the few modern, because I won't say people like Nas that still make songs, because he's still old school. He just still working. But J. Cole wasn't out at that time. He been out for a minute, but he's more of a modern rapper that has that old school soul. And J. Cole, man, dang, man. Not that he's broke or doing bad in life, but that is a sad situation to me, that rappers like J. Cole, who are hip hop, in my opinion, growing up, that was hip hop. And rappers like Gucci Mane and even Lil Wayne came in and now are considered hip hop. And J. Cole and rappers are what? They look what, like they call them broke rappers, or they ain't this or that. It's just the game is all twisted. It's like so many things get twisted. Just like we used to say woke, because most people was sleep. They was sleepwalking. They didn't know how the truth of the world really was. And then people take the word and make it about gay people or trans or whatever. And that's insane, because it had nothing to do with that. So anyway, people change stuff up all the time, mess stuff up. Sometimes we in the wrong era, and sometimes we born at the wrong time, I guess. Before I get up out of here, I talk. What did you say? When J. Cole apologized to Dot, I never looked at him the same way. Yeah, that wasn't hip hop. Nah, a lot has changed, man. DeMarcus Vaughn, what you think about the Bears? I know that was a controversial game. I actually didn't even watch it, man. There's so much going on with the NFL. I really hate that it got politics involved at that time. It kind of turned me off. Speaking of politics, before we go, we all know, well, we don't all know, but a guy who spoke on political issues, Charlie Kirk, was taken out, unfortunately. And I say unfortunate because nobody should get sniped or taken out, period, let alone in this country with the First Amendment, and we supposed to be able to speak freely. Unfortunately, some people are able to persuade people, and so when people are persuaded by people, they get scared because they feel their ideas aren't winning out and theirs are, and so that's what happens. I'm not saying it's fair, because it's not fair, and it's definitely not right. Whether the ideas are correct or not, that's not right. But from what we have learned, they have caught the person, and a lot of the earlier things they were saying about who it was doesn't seem to be accurate, and they try to make it seem as if they found him, but according to reports, he confessed to his dad and then turned himself in. What's kind of crazy is that in Utah they do have the death penalty. And I don't know, man, just taking everything away from all of this. If my son did something like that, would I turn him in? Would you guys turn him in? Just, I mean, I know you would probably think about the person and this and that, but you turn them in, it's the death penalty. I know you don't want to be an accomplice or you want to condone something like this. Um, I would not want to be in that situation. I know that much. I don't know what I would do. I probably wouldn't ask uh, if that was you, just so you don't have to tell. Don't ask, don't tell. I don't want to know. Maybe being in denial is not the best way to do this, but I don't know, man. That just seems so hard to do. Um, wow, wow. Um, that's similar to like I've seen some of these videos of like a dude that got his wife got deported, and he's Iranian, and she got deported, and he's there with the kids, and he would refuse to take down the Trump flags and this and that, and he still support Trump, even though they deported his wife. He loved Trump more than his wife. He probably got a side piece, like, yeah, keep her going. She's the bad ones. We only want the good ones. We only want the good ones. But that's crazy. I don't get some things that's more crazy than maybe the father do. I don't know, man, but it's a lot going on that's like think it's cracking people's heads, man, cracking the mind. I know some of these situations would crack my head. I mean, how could I support that if my wife was going, if I love my wife, if I didn't love my wife, then maybe, I don't know, but good grief. I mean, your kids are there, so you would just let the mom get taken. They were still living together. I don't know, man. Wow. It's crazy. But yeah, man. I don't know. Get ready to get up out of here, y'all. But we gotta keep our heads on straight. And one thing, man, let's use these phones, look up information and stuff. There's too many things people just take somebody's word for it or hear something and go with it. Let's double check stuff more. And I don't know, man. C Sauce, you say night, homie. I keep an eye out and stay posted. This was dope. Your green screen room too clean. No, hey, thank you, thank you. Well, my green screen room clean, but my main room ain't that clean. So that's why I had to throw it up there. C Sauce, you say, yeah, his dad was a 27-year sheriff. Certain morals for certain people. I mean, wow, man. That's got to be extremely hard for that dad, I'm guessing, because he knew it's the death penalty. You've been the sheriff for 27 years. You love the job, but also you want to honor and respect the law. But then, where does your, so, I mean, I don't want to say that a person should put their child or loved one above the law, even when they do something horrible, because that's not the case. I'm saying it's got to be extremely difficult to do the right thing, especially in the case they have the death penalty. You basically could be walking your loved one or your child to the gallows. Now, I'm not saying you should try to help and get away and do this and that. That's what my point is. This has got to be an extremely difficult situation. And I wouldn't want to wish it on no one. And good grief. But yeah, man, he did the right thing. And I give him the credit for that. And I don't know, man. I think we in some difficult times because there's few people that will do the right thing like him. They probably would have not said nothing or helped him get away, which would have been bad for everyone because, truth be told, they were going to use this as a way to do a lot of other things, so, or say things. So it's just, man, we live in a crazy world right now, man. Difficult times. It's a lot of other things going on. Wars getting worse and escalating. So I just want to say, man, everybody be safe out here. Stay prayed up if you can. And man, every day is a blessing, you know. I would have never thought I'd be where I am today at this age. So I'm not saying that's a good thing either, but it's not the worst. Did it plan out or pan out the way I hope? Not at all. I doubt very few people it did. Even Charlie Sheen, it didn't work out how he planned. And when he was saying, and there's a doc, some of the things it gets away from you in life. So, you know, I'm gonna get up out of here. I'll be 47 tomorrow, man. I never in my wildest years could have imagined how things would have went. So who knows what the future holds, man. We just gotta try to make the best decisions we can in life, and that's all we can do, you know. Learn from the past and be blessed to see another day, you know. Even if it wasn't the best days, you know, I still got a lot of pain and issues and stuff, but I'm here. So I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming through and stream and rocking with me. And Marcus Vaughn, I appreciate you, fam. Sea Sauce, Big Bird, Jimmy the Body Ventura, Place to Vent, uh, Rashonda, what's good? All of y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Juan, Marley, everybody came through in the chat. Y'all have a good one. I need to go back to clipping this up better and stuff. So that you know, everybody can get a little clip, little view. Anyway, let me get up out of here, y'all. Hey, Sea Sauce, you're gonna like that doc. Trust me. It's crazy. I might put it back on again my dang old self. Something that you can play without having to pay attention after I've seen it once. But if you watching it the first time, you'll be dialed in. I couldn't stop. So, all right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Oh, shoot. I done messed up the dang on screen. This mouse is so sensitive. I need to turn the sensitivity down or something. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Deuces. And I'm out of here. Peace.